everybody. It looks like we've got pretty much everyone aboard, I think. So we'll start the pleasantries. Hi, welcome to the second half of your Backlot Tour. I'm so excited you're here. We got a lot of really cool things to show you. We should probably start this tour off with a sound check, though, because if you can't hear my voice, it'll be kind of moot. So, if you can hear my rugged, manly voice coming through these speakers, do me a favor, could you give me a big old wave, please? We got a forest of hands there. Thank you. I appreciate the enthusiasm. Now I know that you can hear me. I know you can hear. I have a little bit of a warning for you. If you're sitting on the right-hand side, that's this side that I'm sitting on, hello, 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 there's a possibility, whatever that means, that you could potentially get a little bit wet. Oh, and there's Lights, Motors, Action. I'll tell you all about that in just a moment. However, folks, if you are sitting on the left-hand side, that's this side that I'm not sitting on, hello, 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 there's a possibility that you could get soaked. So, if you'd like to trade seats, now's the time to do it, because once we get started, getting up, moving around really isn't permitted. Now, as I mentioned, my name is Ian, I'm your tour guide, but I'm only half of the dynamic duo you'll be dealing with today. In our driver's seat, we have the phenomenal Don. He's a crackerjack pilot and a wonderful human being. I would trust him with my luggage. He's that good of a guy. He'll be maneuvering us safely around the back lot. And we're very grateful for it, Don. Thank you. I'll wait, Lights, Motors, Action. Thank you very much. A few safety reminders. It does get bumpy at certain points in our tour, so please do remain seated at all times and stay inside the tram. This includes your body parts, belongings, and we'll say your favorite children. Just let you decide what that means on a personal level. Also, for the courtesy of those around you, please do refrain from smoking. The one thing we have no restrictions on are cameras. Please take as much photography or video footage as you care to, because really, you never know who or what you might see out here. Even I don't know, and I'm the tour guide. That's how off the hook this thing is going to be. All right, we've got one more safety reminder, and we'll be good to go.
Welcome aboard the Disney MGM Studios Backlot Tour. For a safe trip, please remain seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the tram. And be sure to watch your children. Thank you.
Bienvenidos. Para que tengan un viaje seguro, permanezcan sentados, con las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren. Y vigilen a los niños. Gracias.
Thank you, Joe. We are all clear when you're ready, Don? Oh, we're going to get rolling, folks. You might want to hold on. We'll be going from 0 to 8 in about 3 minutes. This right here is Rock and Roller Coaster with the lights on. Oh, yeah! Now, many of you may know that the symbol of the Disney MGM Studios is that big Mickey sorcerer's hat that you see when you enter the park. But that wasn't always the case. The former symbol is right here in our backlot, and as such, it's probably the best place to start our tour. So if you look towards the front of the shuttle, high in the sky on the left-hand side, you'll see it. It's our award-winning Earful Tower. It's a water tower that stands a lucky 13 stories tall and is capped with its very own set of Mickey Mouse ears. Its design was based on the water tower Walt had built in his animation studios in the Walt Disney Studios in Burbank, California. If you take a look on the left-hand side, you'll see the rehearsal and staging area for Lights, Motors, Action. That's the car stunt show that I was competing with at the beginning of the tour. They're not very polite, but they are very exciting. The drivers utilize this area to hone their stunt driving abilities in a number of practice vehicles, which you can see lining the thing, but don't you worry, we'll talk more about that later. If you look on the right-hand side, you'll see an elephant. This is Tina. She's the titular character from Operation Dumbo Drop. She was the Dumbo that was dropped. It's kind of a rough thing to do to an elephant. We do love her, but we pushed her out of it anyway. She reminds us that the Disney MGM Studios is not only a theme park, it's also a working production center. We've got everything you need to make a television series, a film, even a radio program. And some pretty high-profile projects have taken advantage of that. Let's see, Ernest Saved Christmas, right here on this lot. Impressive, no? ER was filmed here, The Golden Girls was filmed here, The Orlando Show, Honey, I Blew Up the Kid with Rick Moranis. Actually, that's something that we feature here. When you leave this ride today, Rick Moranis will follow you home. Alright, I'm sorry. If you look in the center of our roundabout, you'll see 2 surviving P-40 airplanes from Michael Bay's Pearl Harbor. These planes are made out of fiberglass and based around a steel structure, and their wooden propellers were simulated by hydraulic motors. These are 2 of only 16 planes made for the film. The rest were entirely computer generated. And if you have the endurance to sit through that wonderful movie, you know that that's a ton of planes they had to come up with completely on the fly, so it's quite a technical achievement, at least from that respect. If you look up in the sky on the right-hand side, you'll see the closest we can get to the Earful Tower while inside the park. So if you have your cameras ready, you might want to take advantage of that, especially since in just a second we'll be obstructed by this tunnel, which is our creative costuming department. Welcome to it. As we enter, if you look along the walls on either side, you'll see a number of paintings. These were done by costume designers, and our talented cast of tailors spends their time actualizing these costumes and putting them on the backs of actors in fairly recent movies, such as Deja Vu, Prince of Terabithia, Deja Vu, Invincible, Wild Hogs, The Guardian, and Deja Vu. You can see examples of these in display cases on your left-hand side. Now this right here is the single largest working wardrobe in the entire world. We've got 250 professionals working here. They go through 1.5 million yards of fabric a year to create 25,000 individual costumes. Yowza. You'll see some more examples coming up on the left from Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Man's Chest, as well as a few props, including the Dead Man's Chest itself. Kind of a cool thing. After that, on the right, you'll see tires. Woo-hoo! These tires are from Lights Motors Action, that car stunt show. On a hot day like today, our drivers will go through 3 full sets. So that's 1 set of tires for every car, every show, every day. They really know how to cycle them out. After that, on the left-hand side, you'll see our scenic shop. This is a really cool room. Every prop and set that you see in any of the parks in Walt Disney World comes right out of here. So the new Mexico they had built in Epcot came out of this room. The Finding Nemo ride and musical from Epcot and Animal Kingdom respectively came out of here. Also, the wheel from the Wheel of Fortune was made in there, as well as most of Vanna White's hair. She comes back every few years, gets refitted. The lovely lady signs all the autographs. Very, very sweet. Looks like Don's taking us a little bit deeper into our backlot. The first area of the backlot is the boneyard. A boneyard is a place for oversized props, and fittingly enough, the first item in our boneyard are the bone cages from Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Man's Chest. These held the crew of the Black Pearl and Will Turner, Orlando Bloom's character, and I guess technically Orlando Bloom himself, but that's a little fourth wall for me. More typically though, a boneyard contains vehicles. Those do count as oversized props, and in that respect they kind of are like really, really interesting parking lots, if you will. First vehicle we have coming up on the left is the steamroller from my all-time favorite movie, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, starring Bob Hoskins, Christopher Lloyd, and of course Roger and Jessica Rabbit. After that we've got a gondola from Casanova starring Heath Ledger, Sienna Miller, and Ingrid Bergman. And then we have a plane from Flight Plan with Jodie Foster. You can see she's as short as they say she is. After that, we've got the Jailbird from Con Air, starring Nicolas Cage, Peter Lorre, and Bela Lugosi. Finally, we have 2 motorcycles from Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, the most recent adventure with everyone's favorite archaeologist adventurer. If you take a look on the right-hand side, you'll see a pond where we shot a number of exteriors from the Academy Award-winning film Titanic. And of course, I did just lie to you folks. I'm sorry, that's a joke I really like, because the pond isn't really special. There's some turtles living there. Turtles are cool. They're not in show business, but they're training to be ninjas in case anything comes up. If you take a look on your left, you'll see Split Personality Herbie. He's a performer in Lights Motors Action. Prepare for the puns. He's searching for his better half. He's a little beside himself, though, because he's got a splitting headache. I can sell him to you for half. All right, that's enough. I'm so sorry. You seem like nice people. Out here on the right, this is a real live, honest-to-gosh movie set. They've been filming here for the past couple of months, and as you can notice, we're actually turning into the movie set, and they're shooting people behind us. That's wonderful. We're turning into the movie set. Not every tour gets to do this. This is a special occasion. They were filming yesterday. They will be filming tomorrow, but I double-checked the schedule. They're not filming today, so it'll be totally safe to go inside, take a look around. We won't interrupt the actors or the filming or the special effects that run through here. This is the part where it gets bumpy, though, so please do remain seated and inside the trim. Don's going to pull us all the way in, and then he'll stop. That way you can take a few pictures, because really, how else are you on a movie set? That's kind of cool. Now, this set was based on an actual canyon in South California. It took about 6 months to build, and on a geological time scale, that's pretty good, not too shabby. Mother Nature doesn't work that fast. Looks like Don's got us just about stopped, so if you folks would like to, again, remain seated and inside, but take a few pictures, that might be a good time to do so. Now, I hate to admit it, folks, we weren't supposed to be, but Don and I were out here a little bit earlier, and we saw they were using a rain effect. This is something that makes artificial rain, and it looks like it's raining on the canyon. Luckily for you guys, I got a friend in the production booth. Hey, Dan, you mind setting something up for us? You mind? I got a group of tourists here. We'd like to see the rain effect. Dan? Well, he's not answering, folks, but if he's up there, he'll turn it on. But this rain effect is done by sprinklers, just like the ones in your front lawns. Here it is. Wonderful. These sprinklers shoot water out in a crisscross pattern, and through a 2-dimensional movie camera, it looks like it's raining over the entirety of the set, instead of just this narrow sort of foreground area that's only covering 10 or 15 feet. It's a very economical way of filming, and really, when you're filming, you don't have time to wait for the weather all the time, so it's pretty good what's going on. Stay seated, folks. Everything's fine. They're not filming, remember. We just have to wait this out. We'll be good. Just so long as nothing explodes, we'll be in good shape. No flame, good game. That's our motto here. No flame, good game. So we're totally set. It's good. Oh, that is a bad game. Stay seated, folks. Stay inside. Is everybody okay? Can you give me a wave if you're all right? Did we all make it through that? I'm glad you all survived that, folks. I'm sorry it was touch and go there for a second. We pulled through in the end. I don't know what happened, folks. The schedule said they were not filming on Sunday. Obviously, that wasn't the case. We're all clear when you're ready to go, Don. I'm so sorry, though. You seem like such nice people. It's your vacation. You're in Disney, and I put you in the middle of this. Would it make it up to you if I showed you behind the scenes how we did some of those effects with that? A little bit, thank you, ma'am. I feel wretched. You seem like such nice people, and I endangered us all. Oh, that's terrible. Well, I do hate to surprise those of you still in the canyon, but it's not real. What? It's actually a steel structure covered in wire mesh, covered in concrete sculpted to look like a real canyon. Those yellow pipes you see as we exit carry the propane, which fuel the fires and explosions we just witnessed, and the big gray tubes up ahead snake up through the structure into the holding tank, which dumps 70,000 gallons of water down onto us, which again I'm really sorry about. The falling water was also intensified by being shot out of water cannons, which you'll see up ahead. They're marked water cannons. These water cannons are so powerful that if you had one in New York City and you shot a basketball out of it, the basketball would be able to clear the highest point of the Empire State Building. Serious business. Also serious was the earthquake we just felt, which was done by hydraulic shaker tables. At their highest setting, those shaker tables can buck a family car over the railing and into the water, so I'm terribly glad we weren't there for that. The entire canyon can be reset in just 3.5 minutes, which is actually enough time for the next shuttle to come through. If it's alright, I won't radio ahead. That way I won't be the only tour guide bringing nice, innocent people through that. But that's between us, right? We're cool? We're straight? Good, dice. Thank you. I appreciate that. Stun's the word. Alright. Take a look out on the right. You will see Walt Disney's private jet. This is the real thing, honest to gosh, not a prop, not a fake. Parked right here at Walt Disney's private jet. It's significant for two very important reasons. The one is that it took Walt to the World's Fair in time for him to debut audio animatronic theater. The first three attractions that he debuted with this were It's a Small World, the Carousel of Progress, and Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln, which became the Hall of Presidents, all three of which have been institutionalized at the Magic Kingdom. The plane is also significant because it's the one that Walt used in his scouting missions over Central Florida to find the right location for Walt Disney World. As you can see, mission accomplished. We own 28,000 acres of land here in Walt Disney World, and we've only developed over 1/3 of it. So the future is now. And if you didn't see in the back, I did like a shimmy hands, and it was really awesome. Just take my word for it. It was really cool. Take a look out on the right-hand side. Coming up, you'll see a beautiful Mediterranean fishing village and a show of some sort going on. This is the home of Lights, Motors, Action, that extreme stunt show I keep telling you so much about. It was one of the more popular attractions in the Walt Disney Studios in Paris, France. They brought it over here, and when you're in the audience, you're actually on set as they're filming a car chase sequence for an action movie. The drivers pull off orchestrated stunts in a number of custom vehicles. We saw them a little bit earlier when we started the tour, and hear them now. They do a number of orchestrated stunts in those custom vehicles with carefully timed pyrotechnics. The footage that they shoot is then quickly edited together and put back up on the Jumbotron. That way you get to watch the making of the car chase and the finished product. Sort of compare and contrast them. Very interesting. Very educational and thoroughly entertaining. If you are at all interested in this, it is a humdinger of a show, if you'll excuse my French. We've got 2 more showings of it. We've got one at 2:45 and another at 5:30. We advise you to get there about a half hour early. It's very popular. It does fill up, but it is very cool. The reason they make that much noise is because they don't actually have car engines in them. They actually have motorcycle engines in them. It gives them a little extra oomph and a lot of extra... They do it better than I do, but you know, you get the point. If you look out to your left, you'll see beautiful people, then some fluffy trees, and then you'll see some more oversized props after the fluffy trees. Figured I'd give you a precursor. You'll see some missile canisters from Michael Bay's The Rock, a crypt from the Haunted Mansion, a model cattle car and trailer from the Mighty Joe Young remake. After that is Horace and Jasper's waste disposal truck from the live-action 101 Dalmatians. Say that 10 times fast. That round spaceship is Max from Play the Navigator, filmed in my home county of Broward. Woot woot. After that, we've got a sand skip and a snow speeder from the Star Wars trilogy, the only Star Wars trilogy that matters. We've got a yellow submersible and matching helicopter from Wes Anderson's The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou, followed by Demolition Derby Herbie from Herbie Fully Loaded, the Presidential Escape Pod from The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy film, starring Martin Freeman, and finally 2 more crypts from The Haunted Mansion with starring Academy Award-nominated actor Edward Murphy. If you take a look out to your right-hand side, you'll see the back of that Mediterranean fishing village, and you'll see, once again, like the canyon, it's not real. I know, I just keep setting these up and pulling the rug out from under you, I'm sorry. Those are facades or false fronts. They're made with the Hollywood mentality of wanting to save a ton of money. They do this in movies all the time. They only build as much as the camera and the audience are realistically going to see. That way it saves them time and money, which is totally prevalent and necessary when you're shooting a film. So let's recap. We've seen a South California canyon, we've seen a Mediterranean fishing village, and in just a few moments on the left-hand side, once we reach the roundabout, you're going to see the skyline of New York City. Again, not going to be the real thing. Here it comes. They're just going to be a series of painted flat panels positioned at the end of the street. The real Empire State Building is 100 stories, give or take. Ours is just over 4 stories. There's no bathrooms, so you get what you pay for. If you're going to Lights, Motors, Action, you're going to go out sharp right here. It's a very subtle little sign. Sneeze and you'll miss it. And if you look sharp right past Herbie's Drive-In, you'll see another cityscape of San Francisco. We'll be adding another one of Chicago in the near future. We're renovating this whole backlot area. If you come back in future years, you'll see a lot of things are changing. Very exciting time for you. You folks in the last tram are getting a unique experience on the left-hand side. It's me. Hi. Glad you're still with us. I'm really photogenic in case you're interested. Here, I'll give you my danger pose. Danger. You got it? All right, good. Fantastic. Regrettably, folks, we are coming to the end of our tour. The way back into the park is through the American Film Institute Showcase. It's really cool. The exhibit is Villains, the movie characters we love to hate. It's got a number of villains, props, costumes, and information specific to them and the movies that made them infamous. That's going to be these sliding blue glass doors up by where I'm sitting. Don's going to be driving us to a stop in just a moment. For the time being, please do remain seated and gather up your belongings. Once the doors have opened, feel free to exit, but do watch your head and step as you do so, or else you look kind of funny. If you're traveling with a stroller, please unfold it beyond the yellow line. That way we can close the doors behind you. Once again, my name's Ian. Your driver's been Don. We've been so honored to have you here. Hope you come back and see us again sometime, and hope you enjoy your stay here at the Disney MGM Studios. So long, everyone. Thank you so much.